Hey guys, it's Lucid. Welcome back. We are about to have another round in our game of All Stars where I'm playing Nottheim. So, I think we left off on turn 37. Turn 38 is my current turn, so we'll have a twofer here. Not too much going on this turn. We have a Dire Portent come up, and the Dire Portent, so all the globals are getting filled up pretty quick, was Earthblood Deepwell. And this one I'm only half owner of, so I really only have half a global. Anyway. So that's that. Coming down, we summoned a bunch of Firebirds. We found Peter, you came through for us, buddy. You didn't do shit for like 15 turns of site searching, but you came through. Got an earth site, a air site. Which oddly enough, I care more about the air than earth because I'm pretty flush in earth. And then we got a convent, which gives us nuns, some more disease healers, should we need them, and sisters, who are also disease healers. Nuns are priests, so they can preach, but sisters are stealthy and sacred. And I'm not quite sure on the value of the stealthy sacred part, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured that out. So anyway, that was pretty good for this. We found some blood slaves. We're at about a very, very meager 30 blood slaves a turn. We have a battle in Mag Hime. This is probably going to be the coolest part of this turn. A big fucking battle. So, introducing the players. On this side, we have the attacking force. This is the force of United Nations, Junior. And they've got some barbarian heavy barb cav, which is what this is, the wand cav. They have a contingent of Eagle Warriors who are going to take a bless and jump in the back. They've got Bakemono Sorcerers who are Earth Force, so this guy's, I don't know what he's going to cast, we'll keep an eye on him. We've got a Nature Mage, potentially could do Mass Protection or Swarm. We've got an Inari, who is probably going to be jumping into a Communion and casting cool shit. We've got a Bakemono, a Danish sorcerer, or a Bakemono sorcerer. He's probably going to be making fire elementals if I had to guess. But not a ton of communion slaves over here. It's mostly, and I'm assuming these Inari are going to jump into communion, but there's not really anybody else. And in fact they might. I can't really identify enough slaves. Now, there's a lot of sacred troops. We have also irradiated Arabians, and these are burning ones who have heat resistance, and then their heat aura, and then they're going to get all blessed up. And then there's also demons of heavenly fires, who are pretty damn cool because they have 10 ammunition, ranged 30, 15 damage, armor-piercing little flaming wheels they throw. So pretty good against elite units that are not flame resistant. A small amount of screen chaff up in front to catch, you know, whatever baddies get thrown this way. And then we have a few archers. The archer contingent is basically kind of all on this flank. There's some crossbowmen, the cavalry back here, and that's about it. So I think the plan is to have these guys absorb kind of, you know, arrow fire and evocations and stuff. Then the sacreds to kind of run in on this flank. These are also sacred. Gandharvas, which are pretty good. They've got basically just blockers on this side, and the Gandharvas aren't super killy. They're kind of, I mean, they can kill stuff, but not the same way burning ones do. So I guess it's to have kind of like a weaker line on this side, supported by some skelly spam probably from the Bakemono Sorcerers and the Inari. This part of the line to just break through with a small amount of kind of archer fire, and then to have the Eagle Warriors probably jump on his mages in the back. But we have the foe. It is Mag Hime, who has been daring anybody to come look at him funny in his cap circle. And every time somebody does, he marches this big army to kill them, and so far he's been successful, though for the most part, people don't want to fight him. This was this situation where there were two people that ganged up on him, and he lost a bunch of land, and nobody really wanted to finish him because he had this big army. And so, while that war dragged on, almost everybody in that coalition got involved in other wars. And now he's got this big army, and potentially, if he wins this battle, he could take back all his cap circle and maybe some of his forts. He's definitely been, even though if he gets all his forts back, he'll have been dealt a big blow. But potentially, if you can keep scaling, especially if you have thugs like Polemarchs, you can take back territory pretty quickly. But the research you'll be a little behind on, but that you can catch up to. And plus, what better way to get vengeance? So, he has a less quality ranged troops, but better quantity. He's got a bunch of these helots. Who are getting a lot of bonus morale, because they're in their home province, led by a taskmaster, a superior squad morale bonus from a good commander, friendly dominion, and an experience point. So, these are very high morale helot warriors. We've got very good morale, or very, very solid, I don't know what these are, they look like hoplites. And then we've got the heavy infantry of Ulm. Now, the formation, I think, is a little bit of a clusterfuck. What I would think is maybe you split these guys up on the left and on the right. You put your really heavy infantry of Ulm in the middle. And maybe the infantry of Ulm are on hold and attack. And then these guys are on fire. Or maybe you put the Ulm and then these guys in squad, in double line formation here, and then you just have a really thick line. And then these guys are going to throw javelins over the back and then fill in any gaps that come up in the line. And then these peltasts, they are very, very good fodder. And so they are going to hurl javelins over the back. I don't know if he has flaming arrows. If he has flaming arrows, which he can cast, it would be kind of cool. He's going to need more gems than we saw on that guy. She could do Power of the Spheres, Phoenix Power, Flaming Arrows. This might be the Flaming Arrows caster. And with these slingers actually are pretty solid once they have Flaming Arrows on them. And then these guys, I suppose he's got these guys back positioned here on hold and attack to deal with the threat of Eagle Warriors. So that might be some of his positioning actually that seems kind of awkward, is he wants his heavy stuff in the back to kill the Eagle Warriors. Now he's also got a Grand Lemur, who's got a Black Tower shield and some reinvigoration gear. For the mages, he's got a bunch of these Therag communicants. And then he also has a fair number of dudes like the Grand Lemurs who can jump into a communion, the Colossi Weavers who can also jump into a communion, and then this Muse who can jump into a communion. So anyway, there's a bunch of stuff that he can do. And so we're going to go ahead and let the battle play. Okay, so first of all, we saw some Lamashtas getting summoned. I think we'll keep it going slow. There's a lot going on. Okay, we see Wooden Warriors and Strength of Giants being cast. Emishi casts Flaming Arrows. I think that's on this side. Is that you? No. Somebody's casting Flaming Arrows. Okay, Anti-Magic goes up. I think that's on this side. Wooden Warrior spam going out. Now, Wooden Warriors with Flaming Arrows coming out is going to be a little counterproductive. I'm not sure who's casting it, to be honest. It looks like most of the Wooden Warriors casting is on this side. And they've got the Eagle Warriors all fluffed up. So, let's take a look at this Bless again, remind ourselves. It's attack and defense and magic resistance and undying and strength +4. Strength +4 is probably the... and attack, and then combat speed. So, a reasonably killy, but not terribly expensive Rainbow Bless. We can see the Demons of Heavenly Fires laying in some pot shots. The Eagle Warriors have jumped to the front. They apparently did not make it to the back. And then there's some Lamashtas here, which I think was summoned by United Nations. And I don't know if they have made it to the back. Do we see any Lamashtas over here? I don't see a tremendous amount. Who is this? The Morning Siren. Oh, you guy's kind of a badass. So I guess, oh, with the whale. Okay, so the Morning Siren can one-hit kill things. So I guess the thought is, let's have it kill thugs. Oh, maybe she's gonna jump to the back. Okay, it has flown away. I don't know if it's landed. Okay, there goes the Morning Siren. It's landed. There is a bunch of skelly spam happening, and it's trying to kill some of the mage core in the back. We'll see how successful it is. We have a bunch of fire elementals being summoned. A bunch of fire elementals back here burninating people. The front line, I'll turn the colors on so we can kind of see. We can see the front line. There's just far more on the front line for Mag Hime, and that's going to make a big difference. Now, these Gandharvas are going to do pretty good, but the Awe is not going to do terribly much against the skeletons. So, and there's a fair amount of skeletons kind of trickling into the front line now. Okay. We see Blade Wind coming in. Now, some people were hating on Blade Wind. Blade Wind gets hated on a lot. It's very high fatigue, but you can clear out pretty big swaths pretty quickly with it. So if you get up to like Earth 4 or 5, Blade Wind actually, the fatigue becomes less of an issue, and you can actually spam it out pretty good. So like, a Polemark with Earth Boots spamming up Blade Wind, if you take care of some of his encumbrance, and give him some reinvigoration gear, he can actually kill a ton of stuff if you're fighting in the era before, like, if mass protection hasn't come down, or you're fighting, it's actually okay against skelly spam too. I'm gonna turn the volume down a little for me. Now, it does not appear that that Mag Hime has dropped flaming arrows, which is really too bad. They might not have it researched, but with all of these this Wooden Warriors that was cast on the side of United Nations Junior, it would have been really good with all those slingers. Okay, and we see just a lot of skelly spam. So on this side, most of the skelly spam is coming from like right over here. So it's mostly from the Inari and the Bakemono Sorcerer, like this guy. And I think he's using death gems to make it a little cheaper, even though he's fatigued out. And this is the raised dead variety of skelly spam, which gives you Solus, which have more HP, but worse magic resistance, and they tend to hit a little bit harder, though with less accuracy. And now it's just these armies grinding it out. It seems most of the plans of United Nations Junior haven't really gone off. Oh, they've got a Jotun werewolf. There were a few Jotun skin shifters in the the Mag Hime army. I don't know what this fire elemental is doing. Now, most of the army of Mag Hime has now kind of been killed, but they have been replaced twice over, I would say, with undead. And a lot of the army of United Nations Junior has now fallen. We'll pick up the speed here as the final parts of the battle kind of play out. The slingers have desperately run into combat and are beating down the final last units of United Nations Junior. The other thing that happened is Grip of Winter went off this fight, and it was cast by Mag Hime. And that has probably contributed to them winning the Skelly Spam War, though I think a lot more of them winning the Skelly Spam War has to do with the Therod Communicants. But this has probably also helped. And like even, you know, the Eagle Warriors are kind of high fatigue. And the Polemarks, I don't know if he lost any, but these beefy guys definitely, you can see there's quite a few of them on the front line. They have definitely been a large part of Mag Hime winning this. So anyway, that was a really cool, cool fight. That was a really cool fight. So if we look at the kind of battle report, we've got 5 Inari going down, 2 Lemur consuls who will most likely be back, a Magister Arcane. We've got how many white mages? Wait, were they whites to start with? Oh, they were. That sucks. So I was thinking, okay, maybe they'll be twice. They weren't actually Bakemono sorcerers. So the Bakemono sorcerers, I don't even know if they died. Oh, no, none of these guys died. Okay, so all the Bakemono sorcerers and the white mages survived. And these are his most valuable units. So that's a silver lining for a pretty big defeat here. Now, the problem that United Nations Junior is going to have is losing all these troops. Not only is he going to be... There's a lot of problems that come with losing a fight like this when you're trying to finish off an enemy. One is, you don't really have the siege chaff anymore, even if you were to win a fight, to like break the fort down. So that's a problem. The second is that people were probably watching, and this is going to make United Nations Junior look kind of juicy. And then the final one, of course, is that the person you lost to is actually going to probably come out and take a bunch of your shit back. Now, this looked very close. Like, if we looked, it was this super scrappy fight where almost everybody died. But the battle toll actually tells something pretty different. We see the Theric Communicants didn't die. He lost 3 Seth Kona. He lost the Morning Siren, which was the thug who jumped in the back line. I guess they didn't make it. He lost Helot Warriors, which is nothing. He lost 3 Black Plate Infantry, which is nothing. He lost his Savaran Guard, which is something, but it's not a ton, so that's 400 gold. And, you know, these guys are like 300 gold. And then these guys are like, we'll call them 300 gold. So he's lost 1,000 gold so far. And then his PD was actually a huge portion of it. He was really trying to bait out a fight on the capital. Because he wanted to use, this is more than his natural PD. He did a reasonable PD dump, and then he supported it with an army. And if he lost, like if these were all 10 gold troops and he lost all of these, that would be another 1,000 gold to troops he lost. So that's why it looked really close. But he lost 1,000 gold, and that was it. Not 2,000, 1,000. And on this side, I mean, you can't even really calculate the losses. I mean, it would be hard. So, like, 1,500. Is that right? No, that's not right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't do math. It's like 750. And then we'll call this 900. And then the average cost of the troop, like these guys are more, but then these guys don't count. But there's not a ton, maybe like 40 of those. And then these guys are more. We say like 15. I mean, it's the cost per troop, and probably about 120 guys at 15 per. Yeah. This is probably about 3,000 gold in army loss. If I had to, that's without me doing math. That's just like kind of intuition with a little bit of math framework. Okay. So, but anyway, if indeed the numbers were about 1,000 to 3,000, then that was obviously an extremely good trade for Mag Hime. Now, if you were to compare the losses relative to each of their economies, well, maybe it's a little closer, because this guy's probably at least 3 times his economy. But anyway, very cool fight. We have a few events. This event happened, and this event is the shit. So luck has finally, on turn 37, thrown me a bone, and that is because I get the adventure. Or I get a Andina? But anyway, I get the healer adventure. And that is super sick. because I can use this to heal Scrotty without having to do Blood Feast. And Blood Feast, it's definitely worth doing on super combatants. It may not be worth it on Scrotty, because it kills 750 population, which is a lot of population. Where is it? Blood Feast. Yeah, kills up to 750 and 25% chance of getting this. So it's really good at getting rid of afflictions, but that's a fair amount. I mean, that's not, like, if it were 100 population, I'd be like, okay, we'll just cast it. You know, it's not a big deal. 750 is a very noticeable amount. And then, of course, it has a cost itself in terms of blood slaves and all of that business. So, having a healer who can just kind of do this on her own is pretty damn valuable. The rest of the guys aren't super remarkable. We'll probably have this fire too, go site search the places where we could get diseased, because I don't really care about him very much. Sorry. Other events, we got some nature gems and we got some gold. So I think this is my first turn without a bad event. So hooray. Now, we're gonna kind of piece out of this turn pretty quick, because we don't have too much to talk about. I'm sending these dudes inside the castle to storm it. Now, his god's dead, because we killed his god. Don't know what he's got inside, but we'll find out. I'm assuming not much. So, we're gonna have this guy Fluff. I put gear on him, so hopefully he doesn't die. But there's a pretty good chance he dies. I have no idea. Like, if they have a bunch of flyers, he's dead, which they definitely could. He shouldn't die to Archer Fire with this setup, because he's going to be Bark Skin, which is, you know, basically he's going to be 25 protection. And then he'll cast Enlarge twice, and then Body Ethereal, then Personal Region, and hopefully that'll be fine. And he's behind the Scrotty, and so hopefully that works. I probably could have put Bodyguard on them, but I just didn't want to have, like... Well, yeah. I could have put him on the Scrotty. But, you know, there's a chance all the skeletons die, and it causes an HP route. I just didn't want to mess with that. Like, if he dies, so be it. So anyway, we're going in there. We're starting to make some bottles of water. I am doing a deal where I'm sending Vine Shields to Pompeii. He is paying me, and I think he did this turn. He's paying me in Fire Gems. So, I owe him a Vine Shield and a Ring of Regen this turn. But I actually forgot to make the Ring of Regen, and by forgot, I mean I made a Vine Shield instead of it. So I was like, hey dude, do you want to buy 2 Vine Shields from me and a Ring of Regen? And he's like, yeah. So anyway, I'm sending him 2, and I'm making the Ring of Regen this turn. And then, as always, we are sending the Nature Gems to our Mother Oak partner. So anyway, there's that. And I think, what is it, turn 37? Let's go ahead and go to our current turn. Which I haven't completely played out. Okay, so we get... Fadod didn't completely pay we did a trade, and he forgot to send me his part. So anyway, it was a fire for earth trade. And I had sent him 10 earth, and he's sending me 10 fire. I got more fire from Pompeii. So our Firebird economy is running probably 70% on trades. We have a dire portent come out. This is Stellar Focus. And it has been put up by Astralium. I don't even really know where they are, what they're doing. I think they're being attacked. No, I have no idea what they're doing. Okay, coming down here, we have some assassination attempts as we try to seal the deal here in Max Mirnyi. So, we have a Baron Seed versus a Jotun Scout. And let's see how this goes. Now, the Baron Seed has no items, so potentially, you know, they would have done air elemental assassinations, which is kind of their thing. I don't think I remembered Max Mirnyi having assassins when... But anyway, giving it the old British go and defending to the last, which I like. Now this guy also has nothing, so it's just going to be the... Yeah. Okay, now we're bleeding and it's all over. Okay. So reasonably effective even without gems. And then there's a battle here in Cern where this is actually kind of comical. We've got a stout force of Tower Guard led by Peter, the Praetor, who has a Sword of the Five Elements and a Horned Helmet, which he probably got from killing somebody. So these guys, you know, it's a pretty good little attack squad, but on the other side we have a Hellblast Apocalypse. So let's see how this goes. Imminent destruction in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, they're not even kind enough to let him race off the field. Poor Pompey. This is why... yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to get a Tyrant there. I don't think so, but I don't know what he has here. If he has a Tyrant here and sends a Tyrant in to kill all these fuckers, that will just be rich. Just be rich. But they have broken the fort, and they will be storming it. And, yeah. Now, potentially I can attack these guys, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm actually not that worried about fighting them. Which maybe is the wrong plan, but anyway, I've got a different idea. I don't really want to have a big border with Theranos. And I'm not terribly excited about getting everybody diseased. And this doesn't give me a ton of thrones, which means to win I would have to basically conquer the whole world. So. And I've got a lot of dryads on that border. And then finally, what you came for. The battle for Max Mirnyi. On this side, we have our werewolves and our turkey. Truly a gruesome combination. On this side, we have some mechanical horrors, aka whatever the fuck he could summon. Before we got attacked. Some dryads. Interesting. Which did not assassinate. I don't know what was going on with them. We see a Raven Guard dude. We see this guy who looks like he was scripted to retreat. Probably from some other thing. He just forgot to script him. Yeah. Okay, he's dead. Whoops. We've got a Way, and we've got a Raphite Sage, who are undoubtedly going to fluff this guy. So Victory Alpha, the Atomic Jaeger. Yeah, he's going to get a bunch of buffs. Pretty decent little base gear on him. He'll be fatigue neutral. He's got a Thunder Whip, which is pretty good if you're trying to kill stuff with high protection, like my Scrotty. So let's see if Victory Alpha and his goon squad can successfully take on my wolf pack. Okay, so we've got enlarge on one of them. Enlarge on another. Body ethereal on one. Personal regen. Okay, now he gets fucking nailed by a flame bolt. I mean, he just takes a flame bolt to the goddamn face. Okay, and now he's got profuse bleeding apparently on top of being burning, so he's fucked. Yeah, okay. Flame bolt's coming in hot, and then here we go. So let's take a look at our boy. Got harm marks coming down. Something to remember him by in case he loses. Victory Alpha, 90 hit points. Size 6, which means he's taken in large. He's got regen on him, so he's all fluffed up. He's got his Thunder Whip. He's 29 protection, 19 attack, 17 defense, blunt, pierce, and slash resistant, body ethereal, and yeah, basically just a huge badass. And then fatigue neutral, I'm sure. Oh, he didn't do Summon Earth Power. That's odd. Maybe he doesn't have Conjuration. Because he's not done any elementals, I don't think. Maybe he did. I don't think so. Maybe he didn't have any conjuration. God, that's stupid horror marks. Okay, we take a big hit to the face. How low are they getting him? Okay, only 52. Rig can handle it. Rig likes to be at 76, but he can handle 52. We didn't even bother to do the the regen cast. Now, Rig's defense is pretty shit, but he's got a fair bit of protection still. And he doesn't have any shock resistance, but the whip... basically, it's not going to be doing that much damage when it hits. It's really only the gore that's going to be hurting. So I don't really think the whip was a great call. The whip would be good versus skeletons. And I had an army of like 600 skeletons out, so you can see why he would put that on. But if... he also knew I might just send in my werewolves. Versus the werewolves, like the Thunder Spear or whatever would be a lot better. Okay, we have managed to have... we have some poison damage on this. I assume it's from... is it from these guys? Yeah, Venomous Claws. Okay, but then Rig proceeds to kill them. Look, don't fuck with Rig. He's got 3 attacks. The thing is, the reason Rig won that is he's just way more killy. Way more killy. He's got quickness, 3 high damage attacks. The guy just had a Thunder Whip. Oh, you were horror marking me? I'm sorry, I just killed 2 of you in 1 hit. Come back here, Dryad. I want some of that Dryad booty. And that's basically that. So Max Mirnyi has now fallen, and that is our 3rd capital. For events, got some air gems and some nature gems. So, yeah, haven't really gotten a bad event in a little bit. I don't know what the game's doing. Maybe we, through our massive Dominion push, and then our luck 3, we have finally swayed RNG over onto our side. I probably should build a temple here, which I might do. Though I do want to build... I don't really want to sacrifice too much troops on this border, because we're about to go to war. I think what I'm going to do, and I haven't done it this turn yet, but I think I'm going to send a little message. I'm kind of waiting to... so Othyrus is fighting here with Basenji, and it appears he's losing slowly. I don't know how badly, but that's probably going to change, because I have a nap 2 with Basenji, and I'm kind of feeling like I end it right now, which will not give him many turns. So if I end it, we'll go ahead and type it. I may end up canceling it, it may not be in the next episode, but we'll go ahead and do it. So it's turn 38. Greetings, trolls and elves. Our alliance has been profitable for both of us, but I feel that it's time to have a good war. Mostly for the benefit of good YouTube videos. So ready your hammers and your spears and prepare for war. We had a nap 2 and it's turn 38. Therefore, turn 39 and turn 40 are your turns to prepare with hostile orders, potentially, definitely, being received on turn 41. We wish you luck in the wars to come. And as always, if they are mutually destructive, we are happy to disgracefully back out. So, yeah. If we look at what research we're going to have, we've already got enchantment. We've already got enchantment 6, which means I've got the things I'm basically going to need, which is Woven Winter and Grip of Winter, and I think that will win me almost all the fights. So I've got that. I could also potentially do Rigor Mortis, which I think is actually probably a good idea, and that'll just let my skeletons kill everything. Though there's certain situations where that may not be good, like if they have a super combatant that I need to kill with mages. Anyway, what are we gonna do? So, but if we look at where am I going to potentially be in 3 turns, well, I think I should have Enchantment 7 finished, which means I'm also going to have Mass Flight. It also means I'm going to have Ritual of Rebirth, which is nice if somehow I kind of... I'm sorry. Life After Death, if I somehow burn out my Communion. And then I'm also going to have Relief. Or no. I already have Relief. So that's good, and I have Serpent's Blessing in case he does some shenanigans, and it also means I can do my own Foul Vapor shenanigans, so I can easily do Foul Vapors, Serpent's Blessing, Grip of Winter. It's going to be Cold 3 from Woven Winter. Oh, no, he is Cold 3, but does not have Cold Resistance. Whoops. Yeah, and then we can potentially get Stellar Focus too, but that's obviously not for that fight. What are the other things? I think I've already covered most of them. We have Arrowfin too. We're gonna have Flaming Arrows. We're gonna have a ton of shit going off, guys. This is not going to be like, oh, we cast 1 or 2 spells. No. For our big, scary Doom stack, it's gonna be a lot of stuff. Now, I have one other thing which a little worries me, which is, there's another game we're in where we are allies, and it's the kind of situation where I want to stay allies with him. And sometimes when you attack somebody in another game, they end up... It's hard to not cross over games at all. So I'm a little worried about that. And then the other thing is, he has, in that game, he's playing Niflheim, and so he has Scrotty. And I don't want to give him any more info than I've already given on Scrotty, because I don't really want him to abuse me with those Scrotty. I'll have counters to Scrotty later, but I just don't at this time in the other game. So we're going to do a low Scrotty war, not a ton of Scrotty. That's the idea. And I don't think I'm going to need them. We're just going to pour skeletons across the border, supported with reasonably large amounts of heavy crossbowmen. Got some undead here. And we're just going to take all of this shit. We're just going to pour through, and before he knows it, where's his capital? I think it's right here. Before he knows it, we are going to be at his capital. That is the plan. I've got a lot of different things we can do now. Because I have rainbow armor. Well, you know what? Where are you going? Okay, you're coming to the right spot. I want 2 Royal Navigators over here. We also need to actually probably prepare... So here's the other thing. We're going to probably take 4 of our death randoms, which we've got one here, and we're going to have 1 Doom stack that's just going to go to his capital. And for that Doom stack, I'm thinking about making... In fact, I think I will make... I think I'm kind of done with Alquills for now. They were kind of nice to get my economy off the ground, but We're going to make slave matrices for them. So, yeah. Because I don't want to have to worry about slaves. I don't want to have to worry about gym baiting. I just want them to be ready, receptive vessels for my communion. And that is what we are going to do. I may also put amulets of anti-magic on them. I'll have to see. If I'm worried about Soul Slay, then I'll do that. If not, I won't. And I should have somewhere... Okay, yeah. You are also going to make one. Because we're going to have to make a few. And honestly, Rainbow Armor is pretty good on them too. But so here we go. We're gonna make 4 slave matrices. My Doomstack's gonna have four Scrotty Communion batteries with probably I could honestly have like 8 or maybe even 10 Thaumaturgs. And at the helm. And they will just... I don't even know if I can lose a battle with that much Skelly spam. I mean, that's going to be so fucking much Skelly spam. It's going to be so much. So yeah. We're going to have them... with them, and this is the other thing I kind of have to think about, I probably need to get a little bit out of... Like, I think up here, I think we're going to go ahead and get one more High Magus. Shit, I don't have money. How much you cost? 175? Okay. I need another High Magus, and he's gonna get Fire in a Jar and march off to war. We're gonna have these guys who are gonna have air and water gems and like the water lenses. They're going to be doing Aerofind and Wind Guide and all of that, and Grip of Winter. Yeah, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be absolutely brutal. And anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to take this army, the main one, and I'm not even going to go for the throne. I'm just going to march it straight on top of this cap and take it. And then I'm going to have just siege armies maybe on top of this, and who knows what I'll send inside. Special forces, though, we're going to... I think actually... Shit. I want to start getting Eagle Kings again. I have a few, and we're going to use them. We can Cloud Trapeze on stuff. But, first of all, he's not going to have a terribly easy time raiding me. The other thing I'm doing is I'm making a bunch of ethereal Banefire crossbows. And the reason is we're going to put them on our Jotun scouts, and they are going to be murdering any raiders that come through, because he's not going to have anything that's going to raid effectively against a Jotun scout with a Banefire crossbow standing behind 100 undead. Just ain't gonna happen. So that is the plan. Because he can have a scout that can kill an unlimited number of undead, but he's not really going to have a scout which is going to kill... I do want to finish making this kit. I also want to kind of think about an Eagle King kit. We do have this water bracelet too. Okay, I need more hats. I don't know why I'm making those plates. Okay, so for the Eagle King, I actually do care about morale. I think we're going to make a head hat. Well, no, we're going to make this. So for the Eagle King kit, we care a lot more about reinvigoration. So it's going to be like a rainbow armor, reinvigoration boots. I might have to make another pair. We're patrolling here to kick any kind of peeping toms out. Okay, wait, you can actually preach, and you can take over fort construction. And you go look over that way. you come over here, you can retreat. So anyway, that's basically what we're going to be doing. I don't think there's any chance that these guys are going to be able to resist. I mean, the fact that their Dominion is Cold 3, it's just going to be an absolute massacre, I think. But you never know what people are going to do. People have surprising strategies, but I am very, very nearing my main power peak, which is when I get mass flight. And when I say main, what I mean is I'm going to be so much stronger when I get mass flight that, like, I'll be continuing to get stronger as I run up alteration. But other people are going to be getting stronger with other kind of weird strategies. So I think this is going to be my biggest power peak, where there's the biggest difference between how strong I am and how strong they are, in terms of research. Though potentially, as the game goes later and I get more Firebirds, you can see we're up to 77 now, which is 140 events a turn. I mean, 140% chance of an event each turn. And that's going to keep going up. But hopefully if I take over Basenji, I'm going to get some good fire sites. I think I'm at the point where I don't think I can lose. I'm just so well entrenched and so strong. And I know other players are probably thinking the same thing because, you know, this is an All-Stars game. So I'm sure these guys are thinking, oh, there's no way I can lose. I've got my pig economy going and everything's going to be great. I don't think so. I think they're going to get completely fucked by me. I mean, by the time I fight them, if I have Beast Mastery, the pigs are actually a liability. Because I don't even think he has, like, he doesn't even have an MR Bless, I don't think. And I can do, like, Beast Mastery every single fight. You guys blessed? You didn't even get most people blessed here. Okay. Yeah, no MR. So these pigs, 4 magic resistance. In my lands, it's also going to be magic. So they're going to be 4. If he puts any magic on them, they're 8. If I cast Beast Mastery, which I think is MR easily negates, it's a check against 8. So if he casts anti-magic and I do Beast Mastery, I'm going to get half of them. Which is crazy. Now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do Beast Mastery with a guy with a Rune Smasher and a magic pin item. So it's going to be 4 versus 8. So I'm going to get like 75% of them. Anyway. Yeah. This is going to be a clown fiesta. I'm not worried about these guys, but he's probably thinking, oh, the game's going to go great. Like, he's probably thinking, I'm probably going to win. Therados, who has conquered a little bit of stuff on the edge and is sitting there kind of mining and getting a ton of research done, is probably thinking, oh, I found a bunch of sites, I've got good gym income, things are going great, I'm probably going to win. I've got Earthblood Deepwell, things are going great. You know, United Nations Junior is probably thinking, hey, I'm huge, okay, I haven't gotten a lot of capitals yet, but I've been the part of a lot of wars, and the game's going great. And then these guys are probably thinking, hey, I haven't been attacked, and I've got all this free spawn, I'm probably going to win. No, guys. I'm going to win. It's basically and I think this is one of the things, like, I lose a ton of games. But the thing that it is when you have a strong nation and you get in a good position, that's when it's really easy to win games. If you don't have a terribly strong nation, like if you're playing a kind of shitty nation that doesn't have a very, very strong late game mechanic, then, like, you know, you all right, can you win a game? Yeah, but you're going to have to fight for it. But with the blood economy and the undead and all this stuff, and the fact that I can get all this stuff on communions real easily, and I have turbo communions with Scrotty, who literally are going to give 0 shits about anything. Yeah, I don't think I can lose. I do need another... Speaking of losing... I think I've got enough disease healers now. I actually need more Nahuli. I want some more Nahuli for this fight, because I want to do enlarge on my turbo slave dudes. And then we're also going to need one... Do I want a Dryad or a Scrotty? I think I want another Scrotty. I think we're going to have to do one slave matrix, one master matrix, and we're going to have... I need to make more Scrotty. But we're going to do a communion master matrix and probably put it on him. I just don't want to fuck around. If I were doing a nation where I was relying on like blood sabbaths for communions, then I would mess with blood slave micro and care about it. But if I'm going to have 4 communion slaves and 1 blood communion master, then I don't want to mess with it. And having this guy do foul vapors every fight and Serpent's Blessing is going to be the shit. But with only 4 communion slaves, I think for Serpent's Blessing, I probably need a Thistle Mace on him. So that's something else to think about. Yeah. But it will be sick. I don't know if he has poison resistance, but yeah. And I can't do Master Jin yet. I might hold off on Foul Vapors. We'll see. I actually need to go back and check. If he has poison resistance, it's probably not worth it for me to cast. Because if I don't have regen up on my Communion Masters, I could still lose some of them, and I don't really want that. Yeah, I'm not going to have it. Anyway, we'll do other stuff. We'll do cool shit. Do I really need the... I do want 1 Blood Master just to clear fatigue at the end of the script. Anyway, that's about it, guys. Things are going to heat back up. We've been casually vulturing while building up economy, and it is time to put that economy to good use. See, we've got quite a few undead here in Nika. So anyway, tune back in. We'll be doing war preparations next episode, and then the episode after that, we will probably be fighting with the elves and the trolls. Take care.